Welcome to the Southern Gears podcast. This will actually be the very first episode, and subsequent episodes you will see more people other than just myself, and the setting will be different. As you can see, I am in a hotel room, and behind me is Fargo, North Dakota. So I actually just got done watching the PFI tornado video where they had the tornado go over their building. I don't know if any of y'all watch PFI, but you should definitely go check them out. They fantastic. I've been watching them since the channel started. But yeah, fantastic guys over there. Thank goodness they're okay. But like I said, we're gonna get to tornado stories. So I have quite a few tornado stories that I would like to actually share with you. I'm gonna give you some brief history of my experience with tornadoes first before we get to the good story. So when I was about 6 is when I first experienced my first tornado. When I was 6, I experienced my first tornado. Me and my brother and my dad, I think we were living in Evansville, Indiana. I'm not 100% sure on that. I know we were in a trailer park, and that's really what matters. And got the tornado siren, so we all ran, hit the culvert. We saw some debris fly, but everything was fine. There was no damage. That was my first experience. And then, I probably had some spattering of experience here and there, nothing major. Until I got to Mississippi. Now, there's a thing about Mississippi, and not really just Mississippi, but that whole, Mississippi, Alabama, that Tennessee, that whole general area. It's a little known area called Dixie Alley. You've heard of Tornado Alley. It's, Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, all that. And, they get some major tornadoes up there because it's a lot of flat land that allows the stuff to just move along. But in Mississippi, we get tornadoes in the Dixie Alley practically year-round. We've had tornadoes on Christmas, and it's just mind-boggling. And that actually leads up to my very first serious tornado experience. Actually sends chills down my spine thinking about it, honestly. So I was an electrician. For Moses Electric. We were doing the Brandon High School. It was under construction. We were still building it. And I was in the back building. And so I'm walking through the auditorium and I hear some guys, they say tornado. And I'm like, whatever, no tornado. So I go walking over there just to see what the heck they're talking about, or what, what little glimpse of something that they claim is a tornado. And I walk up, it's like a roll-up door, and I walk up, and basically right over to the right-hand side coming through the tree line, there's a tornado. I was like, oh, crap. That's probably a F2, maybe. I doubt it was any more. Maybe been F3, but I doubt it. And so we're sitting there looking at it, and it's slowly moving towards us, and, we're stupid because we're still sitting there. And for some reason, I was like, I just kind of turned my head to the left. And lo and behold, what do I see? Another tornado. This one's already closer, and it's dropping down. It's not on the ground yet. It's dropping down. So at that point, I turn and look over to the one that was already on the ground and coming at us, and it's already gotten a lot closer, and it actually ends up blowing up a transformer. And that purple light was just like my alarm clock saying, let's go. We need to hide now. Now, keep in mind, this building is still under construction. They haven't completed the roof yet. There is metal across the roof, but they hadn't laid in the tar and all the foam and all that stuff So me and a coworker, we book it down the hallway, just looking for somewhere small, tight, with a lot of structure. And so we come across some bathrooms, and we actually get in the doorway of the bathroom. And so we're chilling there. And when the tornadoes hit, it was crazy. It was like it sucked all the light away from the area. Like the moment it hit, it got so dark. Like I put my hand in front of my face, I couldn't see it. It was gone. And I couldn't see my buddy that was right across from me. And then we're sitting there, and it's loud. I mean, you can hear the tornado just destroying stuff, and we're like, crap. We're scared as shit. I mean, of course we are. I'm not gonna try to act like I wasn't scared, but then there were these little flashes of lightning, and it would light up the area periodically. I mean, I say periodically, but this all happened in the course of like a minute, but it felt like it was 15 minutes. And I looked over, and when the lightning flashed, I saw this full pallet of tile going down the hallway. Now it's just a metal hallway, you know, not metal, but a concrete hallway, and it's just moving on down that hallway. And I'm just like, oh man, that's. And so we survived. Obviously, I'm here talking to you right now, and it went on. You know, it kept on going, and so I go to walk outside, and before I get outside, I have some coworkers meet me halfway, and they say, Patrick, there's something wrong with your truck. It got damaged. I'm like, oh crap, you know, like it's got something through the windshield or through the door, you know. I walked outside, and at that moment, I saw an 18-wheeler basically sitting in the place that my truck was. Now, a little bit of backstory on my truck. I had just put some 20s on there, and I was missing one. I had actually traded my stock wheels for a set of 20s, but I needed to get the other one, which wasn't major. I had actually found the other one, and I was going to get it. I had them on there for about 2 weeks, and so I had parked next to that 18-wheeler trailer, just so people could see the other side that had all the 20s on there. And when I walked out and I saw the 18-wheeler trailer basically right there where my truck was, I turned around and walked right back in. I was like, no point in me going out there and seeing that. And yeah, and then I ended up walking out there, and this is the image right here. So, as you can see, yeah, I mean, that sucked. I mean, I loved that truck. That was my very first, you know, truck that I was making payments on. You know, it was like, and then the tornado came and it took it away, and man, it was a terrible experience. But, you know, I came out of it alive, so I can't really complain too much. But yeah, it was just one of those crazy experiences. And hell, so another story. Me and AJ, this is when AJ lived with me at the trailer. We were roommates, and we had tornado sirens going off like crazy. And we only had the dog. He had a dog, and I had a cat. And so we gathered everybody up, hopped into my truck. I had a white 96 Chevy 1500. And so we get in it, and you know, they told us where we kind of thought we knew where the tornado was going, but we were wrong. And so we got into the truck, and we started driving down Highway 49 up north towards Highway 80. I don't know if you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but basically Highway 49 goes up and it tees into Highway 80. And so we started headed that way. And when we were getting kind of close to it, the rain, and it started hailing like crazy. It started getting really, really intense. And so we pulled underneath an on-ramp. Now, we didn't get out of the truck and go hide up in the thing or anything like that, because, you know, that could actually be fairly dangerous because it can just kind of suck you out. But we actually stayed in the truck, and it was crazy. So we're sitting there in the truck, and I could feel like there was a point where the rain stopped, but it was still dark as crap, and I could actually like feel my truck moving forward a little bit, and I had it in park, and I could feel it just moving forward because there was a cop behind me that was sitting in there hiding as well, and he kept getting further, like just a little bit. Once everything got done with, I kind of walked outside, and you could see marks from the tires where I had kind of like moved forward about a foot. I moved forward, and lo and behold, that tornado, we drove to it. Like, we were safe at the trailer. We drove to the tornado, and it was just like, wow. Like, you don't, that's just, you know. And I have another story for you. Me and AJ again, but this one was me, AJ, and Michael, and we're still in the same trailer. And it's probably 2014, 15. I'm not 100% sure. It was, yeah. So we're sitting there, we hear tornado sirens going crazy and everything like that, and I don't know what came over us, but we thought, well, let's go outside and see if we can see something. And so we go outside, and I will never, ever in my life forget the sound that I heard. And we heard the tornado. Now, if you've never heard a tornado actually pass near you, the noise, it does not sound like a freight train. Like, I'm sorry if you think that it sounds like a freight train, it sounds nothing like a freight train. What I heard was like a group of lions roaring at me. That's kind of the description I got. That was what was going on in my brain. And we're just sitting there like, crap, maybe we should go inside. So we go inside, and then we're sitting there inside the trailer, and we're like, yeah, this isn't going to help us any. Like, we're just like, well, we just went into our coffin. So, but there really wasn't anything that we could do. And, and from that point on, I kind of got a little numb to tornadoes, I guess. Because I remember I had a girlfriend over, and she was staying the night. And then the next morning, tornado sirens started going off like crazy. And she looks at me, and she's like, well, what are we going to do? I was like, well, I'm going to sit right here. And she was like, aren't you going to go hide, run, do something? Like, I was like, I'm in a trailer. It's like, it's going to just annihilate this thing. And no matter where I hide in it, I'm going to be dead anyways. And it's like, I can go hide in that ditch, but more than likely it's going to be half filled with water. And yeah, that's not going to work either. So it's like, I'm not going to leave my dogs and my cats in here to just suffer through it without me. I was like, no, if my animals are going to go down, I'm going to go down with them. I told her, I said, you're more than welcome to hop in your car and book it. But I've learned against doing that, because last time I drove to one. So, I'm not the brightest when it comes to dealing with tornadoes, it seems. And I seem to attract them from time to time. So yeah, it's I've had my fair share of tornadoes. I've had my fair share of tornado experiences, and they're never fun. They never are. So guys, I want to know what your experiences are with tornadoes. Drop them in the comments. I want to read them. I love reading about those stories. I'm one of those people that watches Weather Channel, watches those tornado documentaries or top 10 tornadoes or whatever, and all right guys, so that's gonna be it for this very first podcast, and I appreciate y'all clicking on this video, because you didn't have to. I mean, there's so many more videos out there, and you clicked on mine, so thank you so much. My phone just farted. I swear it was my phone. I swear. Later.